Couple things I want to go over on these rear upper control arms. First thing is they are ambidextrous, so left and right is the same arm. They are not handed. The other thing is when you go to install these, you want to make sure you put grease on the outside of these bushings, and you can also put grease on the inside of the tabs. That way when it articulates up and down, there's no friction from the bushing and the tab. So yeah, you can just use a good amount of grease on both sides of the bushings and on both sides of the tabs. There is grease inside of the bushings between the sleeve and the bushing. Maybe after some amount of time, some amount of miles, if they start squeaking or something, you can knock out these bushings and put some more grease in there. But they are pre-greased, so you should be good for a while. Another thing I want to show you is on the stack of misalignment spacers on your bolt here, you'll see this conical washer. And the reason that is like that is if you look on top of your knuckle, you'll see that this surface, which is where the bolt is going to land, I'll show you real quick. It's not perfectly flat, and this conical spacer kind of makes up for that. So this is going to sit just like that, and it's going to sandwich and align everything properly. So just make sure that if you happen to take all these off of the bolt, that your conical washer is facing down with the rounded side and flat on the back side that goes against the misalignment spacers. And I think the final piece I want to talk about is this nut. It is a locking nut, so when you go to tighten it, you might feel like you're cross-threading it. That's just the way that it's made. That way vibration or nothing else will cause the nut to fall off. And other than that, if you have any questions or issues, let me know, but you should be good.
I know this arm looks a little bit different. This is the lightened one on my race car, but it's the same thing. When you go to install these two rear legs, you're going to use your OEM bolts and nuts. And when you go to tighten them, you're going to tighten them down, and then you want to make it just loose enough that you can move the arm up and down with some resistance. The key here is to not make this so tight that you cannot move it with your own hand. But you want some resistance, and the weight of the car is going to do the rest. Once your rear legs are set, you can install the supplied bolt and hardware into the rod end. Don't forget to tighten your jam nut to your control arm, and then go and get your car aligned, because your camber will be different and so will your rear toe. When you're done and you go to put your wheel back on, I recommend doing a shake test. Grab the top and bottom of the wheel, try and shake it, and then grab the front and rear of the wheel and try and move it side to side. That way you know nothing is loose. If you have any issues or questions, feel free to reach out to us via email or give us a call.